Hello, friends. Today we are going to talk about RAG. So, what exactly is RAG? So, RAG is short form for Retrieval Augmented Generation. So, the problem it solved is ChatGPT or any foundation model like Gemini or XAI, Grok, or even Cloud doesn't have access to a vast information of uh, private data. For example, whatever you have written on your notebook or your own internal documentation at a company, ChatGPT don't have access. And if you want to query or if you want to search something based on those data, then ChatGPT definitely cannot answer. So what you are going to do, like you are going to upload everything here, like add files here, but it also has some limitations. Like you cannot upload everything. For example, if I want to know what is Harcourt Demo Inc. It's written in my own knowledge base. Everything like when it was founded. It's a dummy company just for this demo. It was founded in 2022. It has 340 employees. See, you don't cannot ChatGPT cannot find about this information. When was so yeah, ChatGPT definitely cannot ask or find this kind of details about this company. So how we can answer this one? So we are going to build a custom questioning answering mechanism for this one. So we use here three strategies. So first, we have a very large data set of the knowledge base. Then we index every pages, every information in a vector DB. So vector is essentially a array of numbers. So it represents a text into number. So you use any kind of like embedding models. So embedding models is used to convert text into a vector. So OpenAI also has embedding models. So to imagine like how the whole process work, you have a very large database of the knowledge or knowledge base. Then you chunk like every page because every page can be huge. So you chunk every document into a small chunks and you chunk like all the you store or index all the chunks as a vector into a database. So for vector DB, you can use any kind of like Pinecone, Viviate, or even ChromaDB works. And when you search for anything relevant, like say, then you like say here's the query when was Reactive founded. Then you convert this text into a vector. Make sure you use the same model, and then again you find the most relevant chunks that is expected to contain answer for this question, and then you send ChatGPT for generating a very reasonable human answer. So how the code look like? So here in the data nodes, I have all the details about Ragdemo Inc. It's like 800 pages, and we have the ChromaDB setup here. So in requirements, you need to install OpenAI, ChromaDB. Now coming to ingest. So ingest.py, what it does, like it converts a knowledge base like nodes.txt into vector embeddings and index. So you can see here is loading a text file, then it's converting into chunk. Then for every chunk, it is using a embedding model and converting into a vector and then storing that vector into document into ChromaDB. Now in the app.py, if here some query comes, like say if you enter okay, here is the me, then it converts the query into embeddings, then find the most relevant chunk that is most likely to answer the questions. So we are getting the top three, and then we are sending this to ChatGPT and say, hey, based on this one, please answer the question. So now let's run this one. We are ingesting. So for this text, it has converted into 14 chunks, and now for every chunk, it is converting into vector, and you can see the logs and storing into vector DB. Now run our program. So let's ask the same question. When was So you can see here it logs all the chunks. So here you can see this was founded in 2021. So it correctly answered the question based on the private knowledge base that we provide this. So that's very basic for the rack, and you can always do a lot of optimization here, but it gives you enough to build something basic, and even you can help pass an interview based on this one. So I will share this code on GitHub and drop the link in the video. So talk to you in the next video. Thanks.